Hi Leo, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the rest of 2021. This is a reading for the new moon in Cancer. So the energy is beginning around the new moon in Cancer and it's going to carry through the rest of the year. I'll show you some of the astrology specific to your sign, but I did an astrology detailed overview in the playlist called Abundant Love. So there's a series of like 12 or 13 videos that target this frequency, this love frequency for the rest of 2021 that you can watch there. And in the meantime, let's take a look at your tarot and throw in some astrology to figure things out. So your primary energy is the Ace of Swords. Communications, very, very important. And I feel like for a period of time, you're going to be paying attention and gathering notes, shall we say, and then you are going to tell specific people how you feel or what your intentions are. I think that at this time, communicating with others what you intend to do might be extremely helpful for you, whether it's a partner, a love interest, because your life is going to continue to be extremely dynamic over the next 3 years, 4 years. And so you want to make sure that you're practicing letting people know what you're up to, what's going on in your life, because they will not understand otherwise. So tell them how you feel about them. We have the King of Cups here, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Let me lay down the whole row and then we can go through it. We have the Ace of Pentacles, very nice energy. I think that somebody is giving you some kind of tip or help. Six of Swords, okay? Somebody's giving you a tip or help in a particular direction. And then we have the Ten of Wands. If you have gone through a breakup in the recent past, and your partner physically moved out of your house, so this is quite specific only for some of you, you may feel as though they're just left and moving on without looking back, but they're actually struggling a lot without you. So it's their pride that's preventing them from really telling you their feelings and being forthright with you about what's really going on. But it looks better from the outside than actually what's going on, especially if something dramatic happened, like buying a home or moving or something like that. Someone around you could have also told you valuable information about the circumstances you're dealing with. There could be an older person around you, especially a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, who could be seeing the struggle, upcoming struggle in a situation. If you listen to them early on in this transit, then I feel like a lot of your struggles or difficulties will be much easier in the fall. We all have difficulties and struggles. I'm not saying it's going to be particularly difficult, but I do sense this energy of walking away from something and maybe like having to do it all yourself. So moving towards more independence and taking the full responsibility on your own shoulders. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, to me tells me that going your own way is very beneficial at this time. Once we get into August and September, we have Venus entering into the second house, third house. You're very focused on money for yourself at this time. Jupiter may have given you some kind of breakthrough financially because 8th house just got lit up with Jupiter in Pisces. You may have had, I really sense that some of you are turning away from working for a boss towards working for yourself. So there's this shift away from, supplemental work for others and an initiation of self-reliant, self-directed work, especially in a not creative capacity in the sense that you have to be an artist, but something that requires from you ingenuity and innovation. This is the time for you to let this go, whatever you're doing outside of that, and then put energy into your crazy idea, wild idea, and so forth. The timing of that will be this fall, Jupiter will be in your 7th house. We'll get back to that in a minute. And then in December, Jupiter will move into the 8th house in Pisces. And so that will be a transit, especially in like early March 2022, when you might have a lot of opportunities to make it your own way financially. But in terms of love, Jupiter's going back into Aquarius. The beginning part of the Jupiter transit in Aquarius was extremely fast. It was like December through May and 2021, and now we'll get a few more months of Jupiter in Aquarius. For you, that's significant because it's a transit in your 7th house of partnerships, and so this is a time when you can really connect with someone. I'm getting a bit of a download for you, Leo. There could be a person around you with whom you've had a particularly strong bond, like a real loving bond, a really loving connection. And what could have happened from that situation is that for whatever reason there was a distancing between you and them, and really this person was away from you for whatever reason or distance. And now as Jupiter enters back into your 7th house, there'll be an opportunity to reconnect. So maybe this is someone who you know in passing, who you've had these amazing interactions with when you see them. For the last month or two, maybe there was no connection because things had changed and there was no way to communicate. You didn't see each other. But now you might be seeing each other all over again. The highlight astrologically, let me just throw this in so you really see it now. The new moon happens in your 12th house, but it's the conjunction of Venus and Mars and Leo that's so lucky for you. It's lucky for your overall well-being, lucky in changes and opportunities, and then also very lucky in love. This is a part of a bigger cycle that continues into the fall and through the winter into early spring 2022. And so Venus and Mars form this conjunction, and then they'll sort of chase each other around the zodiac. They keep on doing this. They chase each other around the zodiac, go back and forth a bunch in the early spring in your 6th house and into the 7th house. And so if I were a Leo, I would say prepare yourself forward looking for the next 6 months. If something begins and falls short right now, allow it time to grow, put some energy behind it, really know that everything's not instant gratification right now and the long-term things are beneficial. So here's you putting in that effort up front. So yeah, you could come across someone right now and have this powerful connection. You could work things through with your partner, but then there'll be a lot more work for you to communicate with them, or maybe family counseling, couples therapy sort of thing, to work things out. But it's going to be a big theme, a huge theme in your life. One of the aspects of the theme will be your diversification in terms of life quality. You will have more things to do. Uranus is and it continues to be in your 10th house. More things to do, more different perspectives. And I think that if you're in a relationship that may have been hard to be around for a partner who's used to you sort of doing your various different things, but it's always the same. Right now, you're coming home all the time with various different interests and possibilities. And so friction could have arisen from that, but it's because you're growing and it's good for you. So don't hold back on it for sure. So if I think I'll call this reading like, don't apologize for who you are, or, go with what you're doing. The outcome will be positive by you really sticking to your guns and following through with your initiative, whatever that is. If your initiative is to reach out to them and tell them that you love them and that you miss them, then follow through with that. But if your initiative, and for many of you, will be to do with, expanding horizons, letting go of things, trying new things in life, and putting yourself in new social situations, you should do a lot of that for the next 5 months. Okay, more cards. We have 2 cards that came up. We have the High Priestess here, And then we have the Hermit, okay? So that's Virgo. High Priestess could be Pisces. It's lunar. It's a lunar card. And then we have Justice, Libra, right here in this situation. I feel as though if you have a conflict with a supervisor, a building manager, or so forth, that's going to get revised in a positive way. The outcome will be positive for you with that. If it really hurts, then leave. Whatever the situation that you're in, if it's hurtful to you emotionally, definitely physically, this is like looking at the situation and leaving, regardless of how much effort you have to put in. And so maybe someone around you is going through that, because it does not feel, how do you say, it feels like maybe you have a partner, for those of you who do, or you're fine with the idea of what you want and the type of situation you want. But it looks like someone is having family problems, relationship problems, and there's a lot of thinking about those types of situations. But these are not cards of necessarily like you're going through a breakup, or maybe some of you are, but it's not as dramatic as it's portrayed here. And so it feels like by proxy, like someone around you could be struggling in a relationship. Next card, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice card. If you're going through a legal situation with someone in a relationship, it's going to go in your favor and it's going to be made fair. The situation is going to be made fair. Then we have the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Secondary transits in water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Let's see what else we have. Page of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Secondary transits in Earth, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Eight of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo. I think that your resolution to things I think you'll become much stronger, Leo, once you are applying your effort through work. So work is going to provide you separation from interpersonal issues. I could see you really focusing on your work and your work environment. I think that you're facing certain things about life in general. You're looking at the world's problems. You're not turning away from looking at what's going in the world that's unfair or unkind. And I think that's very much your frequency and energy, is looking at things as they are without shifting them or manipulating them or changing them to fit what you need them to be. And so I feel like at first there's this energy of struggle with that, or like it's hard to look at certain things, certain realities, like whether your friend's going through a breakup, moving. But I think that it's going to be extremely inspirational for you. What's going to happen for you, Leo, that you're going to find your truth in work a lot. I think work's going to pull you in, and I think that you are going to be very focused on your work and your career, and those things are going to be very strong. There's also this frequency, which is really quite nice. So I feel as though as you're thinking about all the world's problems, and this is concerning you a lot in the fall, in a kind of like a studious way, but with compassion. So you're learning about what's happening in India with the panorama and so forth, or other sorts of difficult things, and you're having these, you're looking at things and really contemplating them. And in doing so, I feel as though there's like a real genuine frequency that you're achieving for the fall, which is making you extremely alluring to other people. I wouldn't be surprised, Leo, if you don't have a lot of people, particularly like love interests, wanting to reach out to you for intimacy, and they find you like very attractive, very alluring, fetching, like they want to be near you, they want to touch you, they just want to be in your presence. It's because you are so in alignment with looking at the truth, and you're not withdrawn, but you're so drawn into your observations that other people are finding that incredibly attractive. So I feel like, some of these things may be difficult for you to observe and watch, but where it's leading to is attraction from others, just a very attractive energy. Also at work, I think you're going to experience a lot of praise. I think you're going to experience a lot of people reaching out. You could have a love interest at work, somebody who's sort of watching you work and they're sort of taken back by you. There could be a secret admirer at work. You could also be in a situation where at work somebody is making passes at you, and I'm not sure how you feel about that. I really feel like, I don't think it's offensive, and I don't think you're bothered by it, but I also feel as though you don't know whether you want to participate because of the old adage that business and pleasure don't mix. I think that that's very clear in your mind, but there's someone who's putting in a lot of effort towards you, putting in a lot of effort to let you know that they like you, that they're interested in you, they want to talk to you, they want to have lunch together, all these frequencies here. And then over here, I feel like once a situation to do with the court, a legal situation, works itself out, I feel like you will be very free from some things that are difficult. And I think that this will be a stage in which you'll be able to move forward and really finalize certain things and not really look back. I do feel as though at that stage you will be taking a departure in some direction. Some of you are going to be leaving a situation, just completely, maybe travel or maybe something else. If you're traveling at this time over the next several years, Leo, I think that trips to do with cathartic trips, like going to your ancestors' homeland, or going to a sacred space where your religion is practiced, or something special and self-defining are the types of trips you would take over this time, much less so just wanting to travel for the sake of seeing a picture or seeing a building or eating some food. So you're looking for fundamental things. However, I feel like you would be turning your back on a situation, leaving something behind, turning your back on a situation, going in a different path, and just leaving something behind and moving forward. And it all has to do with like things being made fair. If it's not legal in the sense that like you're having actual court, you're working through things with someone and there's a lot of waiting maybe for their part and so forth. Okay, so let's take a look at a few more cards just to finish up the reading, and then we'll see what kind of signs are going to be around for you for the latter part of the year. So we have the Queen of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries, secondary transits in air, in water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Eight of Swords, and so this is Saturn in Gemini, I think. And then we have the Lovers card right here. That's Gemini right there. Okay, and then we have the Three of Swords, and I think somebody's going to tell you, and the Death card, okay? Somebody's going to tell you that how they feel about you. Somebody, on the bottom we have the Two of Swords for the rest of the year. Indecision, not being sure which way to go, not having all the information in front of you to make choices and decisions. Somebody's going to convey to you that they have a broken heart, and that's going to change your relationship. I feel as though somebody's waiting to tell you something about how they feel about you, about what they want, and I feel like, yes, they're coming through with information. Okay, let's take it a little bit further. I feel as though this is a move towards independence for you, Leo. I feel like if you're under the influence, or how do you say this? Like the influence, or like the modeling over someone, like somebody has like a lot of things that you want, and so you're modeling yourself, your life after them. I feel that you're separating yourself from that and then living a simple life, true to you, without trying to be what they are in any way. And I feel like some of the questions that come up for you in the fall, trying to figure out like who you actually are, how you're supposed to be. I don't think you should rush at the answers to those kinds of questions. I think those kinds of questions will resolve themselves as things work out. I think a lot of patience towards your work is necessary. You might be having secret feelings towards someone who's close to you already. There could be someone like with whom you know from like a family group or a community group, someone like a brother's friend, a sister's friend, someone like that. I have a feeling that somebody is going to go through a loss or has gone through a loss, more of a breakup than and like a death. But I feel like that loss is going to bring you and this person together probably in the beginning months of 2022. So it feels as though there's something around you that's happening. How do you say? For those of you who are not involved in a relationship, I feel like you're sort of trying to define yourself and do your thing, and you're on the lookout for love. But work is going very well, and I think you're having meaningful interactions at work throughout the fall, and you want that to translate into relationships, the whole energy of being sociable and being fun. And there's like an irritation. When is it going to happen? Impatience with this frequency. And you won't have an opportunity happen until someone really is going through a loss, maybe even several months, like a big thing. And so I feel like not until their situation works through, then will they be available for you. So I feel like it's a natural progression towards something, but you have to really wait and allow everything to happen. So in short, I feel as though there could have been a spark between you and someone else, already happened or is happening now. And then you're going to go through all these different dynamics. You have stuff that you have to finish up with legal matters. They're going through stuff, or you have to take care of something yourself. Work becomes very distracting. There could be a romance at work. And I feel like there's a frequency of stepping out of the shadow of someone else, someone who takes a lot of attention away from their frequency. And I think that the closing one is the most kind of romantic aspect of your next 6 months. And that being that I think that there's a draw between you and someone else of a powerful nature, some feelings, and that person's going through a loss. And as they go through the loss of a relationship, you're sort of there in the wings waiting for that change. And when they work through their grief and sorrow and sadness and so forth, I feel like your relationship with them will change. They will no longer be so passive, or, just, they won't be so passive. They're going to be much more forward and let you know how they feel. Communication, Leo, right? The primary card for this month or this period is communication. So be open to learning more about situations. You won't be able to make decisions until you know more. Let's roll the dice to see if there's any signs associated that you may want to watch out for in a positive light. So we have Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and then we have Pisces. Interesting. Aries is really good match for you. Pisces is an interesting match for you. Not a bad one. It could be hot and spicy for you and Pisces energy people at this time. Anyway, thank you for watching. I did an astrology collective overview for the new moon and this whole season. It's in the description. on the playlist, including this video and more. Thank you for watching. Have a good birthday, you guys, in July and into August, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.